So I have a squirrel problem. I have some crafty squirrels out back in my yard, and WYZE Cam just released this new product, the WYZE Cam Outdoor wire-free outdoor camera. And as you know, if you've been following the channel, which by the way, if you aren't following the channel, hit subscribe, hit the notifications, all that business down below. And if you are and have been watching, you know I have a WYZE scale, the WYZE band, WYZE Cam. I've got WYZE products all over the place, but none outside. So this is going to let me finally put a camera outside. I'm really excited today to share this with you. I am going to open the box. I'm going to take everything out. We're going to look at what's inside. We are going to connect it to my network, and hopefully we'll get it set up outside and we can find out just what those crafty little varmints are doing out there in my backyard. So I'm always an early backer for WYZE products when they're brand new, and the WYZE Cam Outdoor was no exception. Taking a look at the box on all sides here. It does come with the WYZE app that is free on the App Store, and there's a beta copy or a beta version that includes even more features. So taking it out of the box, I've got it pretty much unboxed at this point. There are a few things still left in there. We'll go ahead and pull those out. We do have our AC adapter here, and we're going to take a look at all of these components here in just a minute, but let me go ahead and finish getting these out of the box. All right, now that we have everything out of the box, let's go ahead and take a look. We have our base station. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We have all of our wires. We have our instruction manual, and of course we have the WYZE Cam Outdoor. And taking a look at that, you'll see we have the lens here. There is a protective cover. It's a fairly heavy, there's a battery inside, so there is some heft to it, and it does have the mount that you can use. You can mount that on some exterior surface. Again, this is designed for the outdoors. It is weather resistant. The magnet that is holding the base to the camera is very tight. We do have a tripod mount inside, so if you want to use a separate tripod, you can do that as well. This is our USB cable. This is to charge the lithium battery. And then we have some mounting brackets for a wall mount. I will not be using those. We have our AC adapter, of course. We do have a network cable because you will need to plug this hub into your router. And you have some various parts and pieces of the hub as well. For instance, the light, the USB charger port, and SD card where we can back up all the video for our connected cameras to the base station. And here we have our instruction manual. Not much in the instruction manual. You're really going to need to use the app to get the cam online. Is it me, or does this base station look a little bit like a rabbit? It does have adjustable antennas, which is nice. That'll help you in making sure you have a good connection to your outdoor cameras. All right, let's go ahead and break this thing apart here, get some of these cables out, and let's start connecting everything. So as I said, you will need to hook this up to a router. I am going to go ahead and get everything pre-prepared on a surface here. Here is our 5-volt 2-amp charger cable. That's what you need to charge it. And you need to also break out your network cable. We'll get that a little bit later. I'm going to go ahead and open up the cable on the power adapter, and we'll go ahead and do that. It's wrapped up very nicely, by the way, and we'll plug that into the back of our base unit right there. Plug it into the wall. Let's see what happens. Hopefully no smoke, and we have a yellow light. That means it's booting up. It is not ready to go. We're going to wait for that light to turn blue. In the meantime, let's get this thing charging because it will require a charge. So pulling out the cover, that is important because that keeps the water out of the ports when you have the device outside. So make sure you replace that after you get it charged up. So we're going to let the camera charge for a while. It was about 70% when I received it. It will need to get to 100% before I send it outside, and you'll see our light flashing means we're not connected yet. Okay, so I've had some time to get the battery charged, and now we're going to plug it into a router. And in my case, we'll get this little guy out of the way here. We're going to plug it into the base of a Google Wi-Fi access port. And this is actually on my wife's desk. Put the little guy back there, and let's plug it in. There's our yellow light, meaning we're booting up. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the camera around, and looks like it's still charging a little bit. I thought I had 100% charge. I guess not yet. We're waiting for the yellow light to turn blue. Okay, it's blinking blue. That's good. Solid blue means we are connected to the network. All right, there we go. Now we're connected to the network. Now we need to move on over to the WYZE app. Going to plug the base station in. We've done all that. I believe we're in pretty good shape there. Let's go ahead, once it's connected, and give our base station a name. We'll call this Bird Cam. No, it's not just Bird Cam, is it? It's Bird and Squirrel Cam. Let's get Squirrel in there. Okay, loading that up. New firmware, always a new firmware. So let's get that updated and upgrade our base station. Okay, updated, that's good. Of course, I did go a little bit faster, but now I have the latest version of the firmware on the base station. There's a separate firmware on the base station and the camera. We'll do an upgrade on the camera a little bit later. Right now, we need to sync the camera to the base station. We push the switch, we wait for some flashies, we make connections, and we are good to go. So now we need to pull off the bottom, and we need to sync the camera with the base station. So not only are we connecting it, there we go, we're pairing. Setup is complete, so you can hear that there are audio cues. Now let's name the camera, not the base station. Now we're naming the camera, and this specifically is to catch those crafty critters out in the backyard, or the Squirrel Cam 1. There we go. Okay, share with a family member? Not at this time. We'll do that later. Continue mounting. Let's see what happens when we hit that. Very nice. Some guidelines for how you might want to mount that. We don't need to do that now. We have a great connection because unless I put it on top, we're not going to have a better connection. We'll keep an eye on that as we move that outside. Here's some more instructions for how to mount, moving through those. I'm not going to use the mounting hardware at this time. Quick setup unlocked. Good, got that. One last thing, physically adjust your WYZE Cam Outdoor device. Firmware. Okay, so now we have to upgrade the firmware on the camera. We've already done the base station. We also had to do the camera. And then this is the area that lets you sense movement. We'll go ahead and set that up. And looks like we're in pretty good shape here. And let's set our audio quality, or video quality rather. And hey, look, it's me. So the camera is working. And there's a screenshot of me being captured in the cam, not Squirrel, but me. Okay, now we need to insert a micro SD because we can have the camera send its archived video to the base unit, and that'll be handy, and we can pull that up on the app. And it was hard to get this little micro SD into this little micro SD slot, let me tell you. Okay, now we're going to take it outside, and I'm going to set the camera up on the fence, right on the fence as a matter of fact. And now this is our first capture of the crafty squirrel, trying to figure out how to get the food out of the squirrel feeder. This is actually a challenge for him. He hasn't figured it out yet. This is attempt number 2. All of this just within a few hours of me setting out the outdoor cam. So they are extremely curious. They're not curious about the camera, but they are curious about what I have inside of this thing. Still haven't figured it out. So look, oh, there he is. He got it. So there you go. They have figured out how to get in to the bird feeder. Okay, so that was a whole lot of fun setting that up, and actually it was a whole lot of fun capturing the squirrels, that is for sure. Just a few highlights as I've worked through it. I have noticed some things. First of all, it is a 1080p full HD live stream, but if you watch the squirrel video, it is a little blocky. Now, I'm not sure if that is because the camera was so far away from the base station that started to degrade the signal. That could be because some of the video, and especially the stills that I was able to capture when it was a little bit closer, were better. That camera is about 30 feet away from the base station, so there could be some degradation in quality there. It also says on the box, I'm looking here, says that the battery charge on the camera, remember there's a lithium ion battery in the camera itself. That has to be charged. It says it will last 6 months. Now, what I've noticed in working with it is there are some features that will probably make that battery lasts longer. For instance, you can turn on infrared cameras at night so that you can watch or give you that night vision. I assume that's going to degrade the longevity of your battery. The other thing is I only have one camera connected at this time. You can connect up to 4. This is another box that I purchased. I purchased 2 of these. I'm not sure why I purchased 2 because now I have 2 base cams, but eventually I might want more than 4 cameras around the house, so that'll be okay. The base station and camera itself was around $50. My understanding is you'll be able to buy additional cameras around the $30 mark. Overall, like everything else with WYZE, as a matter of fact, I've got my WYZE band on here. I'm just so pleased with this company and the things they're doing. I love the quality and build of that external camera. I don't sense like I'm going to stick it outside and water is going to get it wet. It's going to cause short circuiting or whatever. I think it is going to be a good product long term. Again, I do plan to add some more outdoor cameras. But hopefully this, again, is just a quick video to let you know what my initial experience was, the setup process, and then having some fun capturing squirrels. But I am going to create a companion blog post that'll share some additional thoughts about this. It'll also have some links that will give you the links that you need to purchase the product, but also some accessories that I might recommend as well. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next StephenCombs.com video.